In this video, we're going to be covering 10 annoying things that people do find about the game. You know, you may look at it, drive around thinking it's perfect for what you do. It may be perfect for you, but for some people, those things aren't just right. The whole point about this game is to drive. What happens when you can't do that? When you can't drive, there's no point. If you can't get a vehicle, what's the point? You know, a lot of people struggle to spawn in their vehicles. Unfortunately, it's not an easy solve for the developers. It mainly comes down to internet, unfortunately. But it is unfortunate seeing people waiting there for maximum 10 minutes to, you know, get their car to spawn. And even when they're driving, it'll be stuttering everywhere, it is a shame, really, to see. Now, when it comes to driving your vehicle, you enjoy your car. You can always enjoy a vehicle in Greenville. You know, if you want an electric car like the one I'm driving now, you can get it, and you can go as quick as you want. You know, look at this. I mean, it's quick. It's an electric vehicle, so obviously it's going to be quick, but it is good. One thing about it, it looks a bit boring. It's not lowered, there's no body kit, there's no customization I can do to it. Only thing I can do is shove on a new set of wheels, but that doesn't add to the character of your car. People want their vehicle to stick out from the others. You know, they want people to see it as like, oh, how do I get my car like that? A lot of players really do want the ability just to be able to customize their car, but sometimes they can't even get that. It goes on to my vehicle respawn times, you know. The people with worse systems, they can't exactly do that as a normal player, which is unfortunate to see on the game, as it is such a technology advanced game. Some of it can't be used to its best ability. And keeping on the topic of vehicles, copyright. I understand this is a topic that is quite a sensitive topic with the developers, but there's nothing anyone can do about it. Once again, I covered this previously. Licenses. You know, Driving Empire have been very good at that. They've gotten a license for Pagani to get real vehicles. When it started first happening, it was drastic. You was like, oh my god, what's just happened? My favourite car's gone now. And it was just a domino. It was just a domino. Everything after the other, and now everything's gone. I also look at it from the point of how to afford these vehicles. Grinding for money, it gets boring. It is very repetitive, you know. What I'm doing now, driving up and down this road, it's going to get boring after a while of doing it. Starting out in the game, you start out with a not so good car, you start out not with the most amount of money either. It won't be enjoyable from the start, and AFK grinding isn't even possible due to their anti-cheat and everything. Which also leads me on to boringness. This game can definitely get boring if you play it wrong. So if you do play the game right, you know, you can definitely get some realism, some really good aspects of the game when you're doing this. But a lot of people don't know how. So currently, as I record this, I'm in a private server, which there's no players around, so there's no one to see, no one to talk to and everything. So that will get boring quite quickly for me. But people have taken advantage of a private server and they've made it so you can get a community. A lot of people have communities on this game, and it's really good to see the community coming together to make the game a little bit more interesting for everyone. With that being said, for people who can't access things like this, if people on mobile can't actually access these communities, so the game should definitely implement some activities such as races. You know, races would be a really good thing to see, to test your performance vehicles against other people. Just looking at documents on paper isn't that interesting. You know, this car does 0 to 60 in maybe 4 seconds. That's not interesting to look at. You want to be able to compare it to other cars so you know what to get. If you race a vehicle, if you're going to lose, then you know, oh, hang on, that car's better. I kind of want that now, don't I? AFK grinding is the next thing we're going to move on to. It's a bit of a weird topic, AFK grinding, because if I'm correct, I believe it's not allowed in the game. But AFK grinding can obviously, it's time consuming. It's in the name. Away from keyboard. What AFK grinding is you let your vehicle or your person do something when you're not there. So you could be, you know, even out the house. You could be not at home and you could leave your computer running and you'll have loads of money when you come back. It's very useful to get money. Then again, what's the point? When you've got that money, you haven't earned it. You really haven't earned it. You've just sat there and done nothing, which is unfortunate. A lot of people do find actually getting the money quite boring as well, and it is a sad thing to see. This game is a few years old now today, but it does still come with a lot of glitches, loads of them. So, you know, for instance, if you're driving, I remember a bug that happened previously with my vehicle. I would, you know, be driving along and all of a sudden it would fly up in the air. No reason at all, in this one specific spot on the motorway. They have been fixed. They've been keeping up with them quite well, to be fair, but there's some little things that get found that people don't talk about, and then it obviously can't get fixed and the developers have to find them themselves, which is unfortunate. But it is also good to see the community coming together to really help everyone else try to have a better playing experience. Now, leaning on to something else, you may have noticed when I've been driving, my vehicle, look at it, it's an absolute state. Dirty, it's snowy, you can barely even see my number plate. If it wasn't for the light, that would be invisible. Dirty cars. The vehicles can really get filthy. I mean, look at this. That is not a good thing to look at. It's not a nice thing to look at, and it really does get annoying. If you like roads like this, it does really get annoying when you want to have to keep going back to a car wash to do that. And there's only one, maybe two car washes, and for the amount of time it takes for your vehicle to get dirty, it really isn't that good. From here, it may take me 5 minutes just to drive to the nearest car wash. And onto that, a limited map. As I'm driving along now, I approach a dead end. I've got to turn around up here and go back. There's no sign saying road closure, nothing like that. It just ends. And if you keep driving, you will fall off the map. Like so, that hit that invisible wall there. There's no signage or nothing. It would be nice to see a little bit of realism in that. Adding more detail to the map will definitely fix that problem. It will fix the problem of boringness, emptiness. Then again, it will definitely make systems run slower. I mean, my game is running decently smooth currently, but if all of these were filled with houses, were filled with trees, I can guarantee you I would be stuttering. I mean, my game would not be able to handle what's going on. So reducing lag is a more empty map, but a more filled map will result in more lag, which isn't the best thing to see, because you want a good map. You want to be able to go places, you want to be able to see things. I mean, the only option for that is to really just make the map smaller, which isn't what people want. They want a bigger map, but they don't want it to be laggy, so it's kind of one or the other. It fixes a problem, but it creates a new one, and it is not a good thing to have. On a more of a serious note now, lack of developer communication is quite a big thing with games like this. Southwest Florida is, to be quite frank, very poor of their developer communication. I'm not entirely sure on Greenville, but I'm very sure, it's a simple fix. It is quite simple. You just need to listen to what people want. You can't update a game, add some new features, but no one wants them, and then it's a waste of time. So why would you spend so much time doing something just for people not to want it, not to like it? So if people had suggestions they could make, a little box in the top right, that could say, make a suggestion here. What do you want in the game? Is there any bugs? How can I fix it? This can be a serious good thing for the game. It can really implement, things that people actually want. People want a game they can go to and think, I actually helped do that. I made it so people could do something in the game. I made it so people could drive this way. I made it so people could drive on this road. I made it so these houses are here. It would just be a very achieving thing. And 100% that would build more attention. It would build more hype for the game to get it pushed out on channels, on YouTube channels like I'm doing currently. This gets pushed out onto a channel, which is then going to be seen by multiple people, and they'd see all of the stuff I'm pointing out, and they'd think, well, hang on, that doesn't look right. Maybe I should tell someone about this. If they could tell someone about it and then fix it, the developer communication would be brilliant, but unfortunately it's not. So, and that is where we come to a finish. That is where I'm going to call it wraps. Thank you very much for watching, as always. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and make sure to look out for more future videos like this, talking about Greenville's issues.